At the start of this year, I made you a promise that I'll spend more time on our YouTube channel, and today I'm making good of that promise. We are starting a new exciting series called My Friends, Your Friends, where I introduce to you friends of mine who are from the creative industry that I've got the honor of knowing. They can be photographers, scriptwriters, movie makers, filmers, videographers, storyboarders, you name it, anything creative. I know them, I'm gonna introduce to you. And in today's episode, my friend, your friend is...
Kevin Lim.
Kevin, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm a photographer based in Ireland. I shoot for Anne McConnell, the owner of McConnell Woolen Mills. Despite the fact that I've been working in commercial work and in fashion shoots for many years, my passion is still street photography.
Kevin is gonna teach us his
Top tricks in street photography.
Action!
As photographers, what we try to do every day is to have our pictures perceived and liked faster by our viewers. The human brain processes visuals in the visual cortex part of the brain here. But before that even happens, images go through the mid part of the brain somewhere here. This part of the brain is called the primitive part of the brain. It's less logical, but more emotional. And it perceives shapes and forms instantaneously. And that is why you should include distinct shapes, forms, and color in street photography. Pattern break is akin to the odd man out in photography. For example, your photo shows a subject or layer that seems out of place. These breaks provide visual contradictions from the normal pattern. Here are some examples of things that you least expect to see in street photography. They provide a surprising break. By now, you would have thought that I only shoot in black and white. No. Colors are important, and you need to learn the color wheel. This is the color wheel. Memorize this at the very least. This is green. The opposite of green is red. They form a pair. And then you have the blue, which is the opposite of orange. You get another pair. And now you have yellow, which is directly opposite purple. Memorize the opposites. They contrast well because they are complementary and opposite colors. Learn to pair them in your photo shoot and you'll be rewarded with beautiful color combinations. With the advent of digital cameras, too many new photographers neglect the basics. The basics is art. We need to start photography by learning at least a little bit about art. I draw my inspiration for photo shoots from these artists. I teach photography, and frequently my photography students love to compose their subjects first at the expense of the background. We pay too much attention to the subjects, and this is called composing figure to ground. This is the figure, and this is the ground. Try this. Compose ground to figure instead the next time you shoot. What this means is that you should be looking for a good suitable background first, and wait till the subjects or figure to compose itself. So try ground to figure composition. You will love it. This is a frame. When you have a frame within a frame, which you see a lot of in street photography, they're called subframes. Pay attention the next time you're out and about. Look around and I'm sure you will see shapes and form within shapes and forms. The famous Leonardo da Vinci says that one should craft a painting from a wash of black. If you're new to photography, the best thing you can do for perfect exposure is to increase your f number, reduce your ISO and increase your shutter speed until everything looks like this in your viewfinder. And then slowly reduce your f number or increase your ISO until you get the exposure that you desire. This trick works because the human eye perceives shadow way better than highlight. In fact, in the natural world, we don't get overexposure with our eyes. do we? The human eye is always perceiving size of the object relative to its distance. It is continually making sense out of this for everything that we see. As such, you can provide a twist to your viewers by forcing their perspectives. You can easily do this by shooting at high f numbers such as f8, 11 or 16. Try these the next time you shoot and you'll be surprised how interesting forced perspective can be. If there's anything I really love doing in street photography, it has to be juxtaposition. They look like this. You can also use juxtaposition to inject some humor into street photography. Thank you for having me on this show. It's been such an honor. I hope you have enjoyed this program and enjoyed my street photography tips.
Ladies and gentlemen, the exact reason why we start this series, My Friends, Your Friends, so that you can learn from my friends too. Kevin Lim, check out his website here. Look at his fashion and commercial shoots. You will love them, especially the street photography stuff. And if you love what he taught today, he conducts photography classes as well. As usual, hit the bell button, subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. And in this episode, my friend, your friend is
Kevin Lim.
Kevin. Introduce
You didn't
Oh, shit.
offset, so he got
Sorry.
cut off.
okay.
He got cut off a little.
Kevin is gonna teach us his.
Top tricks in
You are kidding me, right?
street photography.
Alright, let's do it one more time. Kevin is gonna teach us
My top tricks.
Congratulations! We know you've gotten yourself that brand new camera finally. Don't you think it's time for you to improve on your photography skill as well? In this series of lessons, you'll learn 3 important aspects of how to make your pictures look stunning like those shot by professional photographers. Sharp and nice. And master one of the most frequently used mode by professional photographers. Autofocus single, autofocus auto, or autofocus continuous. You learn to be able to walk into any part of the room, any part of location in the world and still get perfect exposure. Choose the right aperture value to blur the background or sharpen in landscape shots that look stunning like this. And at the same time, you also learn how to manage this exposure meter. Pick to F2. Focus, lock, recompose. You learn excellent compositional rules, 5 of them, on how to perfectly get beautiful, stunning shots all the time. Very bright outdoor location. Let's learn the correct workflow on how to get this beautifully in the digital workflow. Hi. For the past 20 years of teaching photography, many of my students can tell you that one of my key strengths in the photography education business has to be the way that I teach photographers how they can use their flash effectively. Flash can be a pretty scary thing to use in photography. And because of that, I've created many invaluable rules that allow photographers to predict how the flash will behave and anticipate the end result of their photo shoot using flashes. Some of these rules have been made into short videos that are very popular on YouTube, and that's how we know each other. I have many more such rules to share with you and the world. And because of that, my team and I have decided to create an e-learning course, a new one that will teach photographers from all over the world how they can use their flash more effectively. We call this project the Advanced Flash Photography course. This course will be launched early next year, and we need your support. These courses will be filled with many videos, with many rules on how photographers can use this rule, from basic shoot that uses only one flash to more complex setup where you can use the combination of big studio lights, monoblocks up to like 6 to 8 flashes to produce those commercial quality shots. We want to get your support to get this project started. For a limited time, until the day that we launch this course, we want you to have this opportunity of subscribing pre-registration at a discounted price of $65. To prove to you that this course will not disappoint you, let's take a sneak peek of what you can find in this course when we launch it. Great, you got it right. So we just bring the flash down to 1/32, make sure that it's directly perpendicular to the flag. But when you do this, you get no edge. So how do you get that edge? Very simple. There are a few ways you can do this. The easiest way is that you can go to the same flash, instead of hitting it direct, just rotate it for 45 degrees, and you're gonna get a 2-stop shadow edge that's gonna be so soft. Let me show you how you calculate. So head on to this website, support us, pre-register, and get it at $65 before we launch it.